Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. Hello. If you have joined me for the series of book reviews that we did for the month of Ramadan, I would like to just stay with you to offer some hindsight on the whole series. So let's think about it. I have done books on the Quran. I've done books on the Hadith and the life example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Then I turned my attention to the Bible and to Jesus, on whom be peace. So we dealt with some books on that subject, books that looked at the life of Jesus, on whom be peace, from the point of view of Christians. We've seen how that helps us to understand Jesus, on whom be peace, from an Islamic point of view. Then I also looked at books dealing with science and the Quran. And I looked at the question of atheism and how Muslims might equip themselves by reading up on the good arguments for the existence of God and how to respond to the arguments of atheists. I have also looked at books from a secular point of view. For example, how do we present arguments for a case, regardless whether we're talking about religion or anything else. I've looked at a book that gives us life skills to get ahead in life in social spheres, for example. And I've also looked at a book with some funny stories to lighten up our mood and deal with that part of our makeup that needs a little bit of humor and wit. So looking back at the whole series, I realized that there are some challenges that come with dealing with such a review, and I want to share with you my thoughts on what some of those challenges were. So on the one hand, I wanted to pick books that are readily available. For this reason, it means that I could not include some of the books that have had an impact on my life and which I would have liked to review, simply because it will make a little difference to you today if you cannot obtain the book. You might say, okay, Dr. Shabir reviewed that book. I want to hear more about that book. I want to read it some more, but then you can't find it. So I've had to exclude some good books for that reason. Second, there are some books which have impacted my life, and they're worth mentioning. But they include things which, for me to review them, I would have to be very critical about those aspects. And I didn't want to make this a hypercritical type of commentary on the books. So I've left those aside, perhaps for another day, to go into a deep criticism. Though I respect the books and I've learned a lot from them, but they include some elements which I preferred not to discuss. So I left those aside. So in short, I wanted to highlight here that there are many good books out there that I didn't include in the series. And if somebody is looking at the books and saying, okay, but why didn't Dr. Shabir Ali look at this one, review this one? Well, these are some of the reasons why I could not include those books. Maybe some books were too technical, and I decided that it's better not to include that in this popular series of discussions. And so please do excuse me if your favorite book was not included in the series. There are some good reasons why I picked the ones that I did, and why I might have excluded a book, though well worth mentioning, and though having a great impact on my life, I have excluded for some of the reasons that I mentioned, and maybe for other reasons as well. So altogether, I want to say that I've been so excited to do that series of books with you, and I want to thank you for watching that series of reviews and for staying with me throughout the month. I'm your brother in faith, Shabir Ali. I ask you to remember me in your prayers, and I pray for you as well. May God bless you and all of your loved ones, protect you all from every disease, sickness, and distress and stress. May God protect you from COVID-19, and may God give you a bit of health and happiness in this life, and every happiness in the life hereafter. Thank you again for watching. Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe. And please donate to support our work at QuranSpeaks.com.